good afternoon, folks. We are here at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Hope of your Solano Falcons. They are set to take on the Yuba 49ers in the rubber match. Solano pulled it out extra innings, not conventionally, but they pulled it out 6-5 in 10. And on Tuesday, they lost 5-4, in which has been a very good two-game series so far. I'm Zach Popp, here with my broadcast partner, Gregory Popp.
Well, good Friday to everybody. We hope it's a good Friday for the Solano Falcons, trying to do something they haven't done much at all this season, put together back-to-back wins. Also, too, with that unconventional win they got yesterday at Yuba, they actually broke a little win streak by Yuba. Yuba had won 5 games in a row, still kind of in contention for the Bay Valley Conference. So certainly something to play for Yuba. They want to try to get out of here, as you said, Zach. Take the rubber game in this series, take 2 of the 3 games. And if any of the first 2 games are an indication how this game should go, this should be a wild, exciting matchup. We're happy to bring it to you here on the Solano College Sports Network.
And the right-handed freshman from Dixon High, Chris Ross, on the hill for the Falcons. 12th appearance on the year, but his first career start at the community college level. This guy has been absolute money this season, a 1.93 ERA, which has him ranked 5th in the entire Bay Valley Conference for lowest ERA. A little different, though, starting the game compared to coming out of the bullpen. Be interesting to see how long Stover sticks with his freshman righty, Chris Ross.
Yeah, also we'll get to see the lefty for Yuba, Michael Mendoza, getting his first start as well. So we got 2 freshmen going at it, both getting their first start on a Friday afternoon here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. Should be a pretty exciting game, Zach. And I'm just excited we finally get to do a game again. This is our 2nd game of the year, but boy, Stas Samoida, Mike McLeod, and even Brian Nelson getting in on Friday.
You almost forgot your boy Mike there?
No, I was leaving a little pause for dramatic effect. That's how you do it here on the Solano College Sports Network. I know I hate when that hourglass stays up a little longer than you'd like.
You know, when you get to that old age, we let it slide a little more. Ryan Pope, DH in here this afternoon for the Niners, leading off. Dallas Cummins in the 2 spot, and Hayden Leesman, who's been absolute money this year, batting .384. Batting 3, first pitch high and outside, ball 1 in the home plate. Umpire here this afternoon, Bubba Johnson's favorite, Bill Swanson. And the infield umpire, Dave Baldwin, right now over at first base. That's the umpiring crew here this afternoon at Bill and Louise. Pope shows bunt, pulls it back, outside corner, strike 1.
Another nice pitch by Ross there, working the outside part of the plate.
And, of course, after the first out, we'll go ahead and give you the Falcons' defense. Outside, 2-1. Pope batting .230 this year, 7 RBIs. He's also pitched a lot this year for the Niners.
Yeah, Pope kind of does it all for the Yuba 49ers. Not very tall, but big in stature when you look at the kid's heart.
Fouled straight back, count now 2-2, and pitching this year for Pope. 11 appearances, 10 starts, 0-3 record, but a 2.44 ERA. Come on, get this guy some runs when he's out on the hill. You have a 2.44 ERA and you're winless?
Yeah, in fact, just about a year ago, last year over spring break, Yuba and Solano hooking up here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and Pope and Ryan Anderson, quite a pitching duel.
2-2. Going to be a tough play for Rubalcaba. That's going to be an infield single for Ryan Pope.
Yeah, no chance there for Rubalcaba. Had to go towards the third base side of play. Reached over, was able to field it cleanly, but just no chance to get Ryan Pope, the little designated hitter, really good speed, hustling all the way down the base pass. So Yuba.
Those words don't go together. Little and DH.
Yeah, it's really, and, you know, when you look at the size of Pope.
So that'll bring up Dallas Cummings, batting .282 this year at 5 RBIs, showing bunt. The starting second baseman for the Niners gets the bunt down, but foul.
Pope, good speed over at first base.
Dallas Cummings, the sophomore out of Yuba City High, 5'9", $170. Get a look right there at Chris Ross making his first career start as a member of the Solano Falcons, and of course Stover probably using this towards the end of the season to get him ready, maybe potentially starting next season.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of changes in the Solano lineup over the past couple weeks, and you're absolutely right, Zach. That's what Stover's trying to do. He wants to see who are going to be the guys that he can rely on next year.
Little pitch out there, count now 1-1. Pope with a nice lead over at first. And a of course, doing the catching for the Falcons, Ian Acosta. Faulkner at first, Anthony T.J. Morris at second, Rubalcaba at short, Bobby Contreras at third, Burns, Torres, and Jacob Pavlowski from left to right in the outfield for the Falcons. Runner takes off. This one hit a mile high. Jake Pavlowski gets under it. One down.
So Pavlowski getting the start in right field. Gio Torres back in center. Fernandez actually started in center field in Tuesday's contest here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. And Nick Perez, usually in left field, getting the day off. Nick Burns out in left field today.
And getting back to Nick Perez, what a season he's had so far. I mean, he's been one of the few bright spots this year for the Solano Falcons. And, of course, hit that big bomb on Tuesday. Still ended up losing that game. Fastball outside corner, strike one to the number 3 hitter, Hayden Leesman. And this guy's been money this year, batting .384, one bomb, 15 RBIs. His .384 average, second best in the Bay Valley Conference. He's the only hitter on Yuba's lineup that is batting over 300. This one hit to first. Faulkner, nice throw to Rubalcaba at short, and can't turn the double play. So nice job by Faulkner, at least, to get the force out.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there. Chris Ross coming over to cover the first base bag, but Faulkner, really nice play, able to get back on the bag. And I think the throw, I don't think Rubalcaba was sure who he was throwing to, whether it was to Faulkner or to Chris Ross. Ball got away from Faulkner and could have been a double play. Still nice lead play by Faulkner to get the lead runner.
So to bring up the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Peter Daly, 295, 1 homer, 3 ribbies on the air. Strike one at the knees.
So Leisman on first, probably going to be a fielder's choice, I'm going to guess.
3-6, fielder's choice. Runner takes off. Ross throws this one into the outfield, threw it behind the second baseman, T.J. Morris. So that allows Leisman to get all the way to third base.
Boy, Pavlowski showing off his arm there. Pavlowski sometimes in as a pitcher and really gunned the ball. No chance to get the runner at third, but nice throw nonetheless. Got to find those bright spots wherever you can this year for the Falcons. It's been a rough one.
So now runner in scoring position with 2 down with the cleanup hitter, Peter Daly. At the dish. 0-1. Outside corner, strike 2. And not much you can do as a hitter right there. Just a perfect pitch from Chris Rost. And Rost did an outstanding job so far in this one, locating early.
Pretty generous strike call, I think, there by Bill Swanson. Rost will take it, though.
0-2. This one too far off the plate. A perfect 0-2 pitch, though. So count 1 and 2, and on the year, Ross 23 and a third, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks, a 1-1 record, and of course that ERA at 1.93, 5th best in the BVC. 12th appearance on the year, but making his first start here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. 1-2, just off the plate. Count now even at 2 and 2.
Yeah, Ross, a lot of work this year. 23.1 innings pitched, as you mentioned, so. He's been in a lot of games, but getting his first start today.
Two fastball swing and a miss. Big time strikeout for Chris Rost. Leesman stranded at third. After half inning, no score. And we are set for the bottom of the first. Alvaro Rubalcaba leading off for the Falcons. Bobby Contreras batting second. David Fernandez in the 3 spot. Trevor Faulkner, Jacob Pavlowski, Ian Acosta, Anthony T.J. Morris, Nick Burns, and Gio Torres round out Stover's lineup here this afternoon.
And Rubalcaba has been hitting much better towards the latter part of this season, getting his batting average up now to .250, and he really struggled at the plate early on this season, especially in non-conference play.
Strike one, outside corner from Michael Mendoza, making his first start also. 15th appearance on the year, 1 and 2 record, 7.27 ERA, 17 and a third, 10 Ks, 11 walks. And Swanson giving that outside corner here early on, count 0 and 2.
And Solano, at least a little consistency over the last couple weeks. They've been winning and losing every other game, a little bit better than those long losing streaks.
0-2, hit up the middle for a leadoff single. Perfect 0-2 swing, just made contact and drove the ball up the middle.
Yeah, just went with a pitch and just laced that line drive over the head of the pitcher Mendoza into center field, and that's what you want from your leadoff hitter. And if Rubalcaba can get his bat going and keep it going into next year, that's going to be huge for the Falcons because he's so good defensively at shortstop.
Bobby Contreras gets the bunt down. Mendoza thinking two and throws this one. Excellent job by the shortstop, Michael France, to keep his foot on the bag.
Yeah, just not a good bunt by Contreras. You can tell by looking at his body language over there at first base. He knows that he hit that right back to the pitcher. And pretty easy play by Mendoza. I thought he was going to have a sandwich before he threw it over to second, and still in plenty of time to get Rubalcaba.
So to go down as a fielder's choice, 1-6. Got to bring up David Fernandez, batting .316, 5 RBIs on the year. He's been swinging the bat very well here the last month. Throw over to first. Contreras, minimal lead, back easily.
Yeah, Fernandez hitting .316. His trouble at the plate this year has just been with the strikeouts. 23 Ks on the season.
Takes the first pitch, outside corner, strike one, and Fernandez has reached base safely in 11 of the last 12 games. And since March 13th, he's been a very aggressive base runner, 9 stolen bases in the last month and a week.
And Fernandez is just a kid you love having on the team. Probably the best all-around player for the Falcons. He can play so many positions. He can play shortstop, second base. He's been in center field. He's been the closer. So he's been doing it all for the Falcons this year.
And they're going to call a balk on Michael Mendoza. So Contreras awarded second base. So just like that, a runner in scoring position with one out.
Yeah, Mendoza kind of looking over to the dugout. Hey, what did I do? Head coach Ryan Evangelho comes out and has a few words with Swanson.
And what a hire for Yuba to get him. I mean, he was did a great job at Sierra College as an assistant coach, was able to be the interim manager last year, and got Sierra College their first Big 8 championship since 1979.
And that's tough to do in the Big 8. That is a tough conference in baseball.
Best conference in Northern California.
Easy.
This one fouled down the right side.
Yeah, you've got Sierra, Delta, DVC over there, Sacramento City College.
And, of course, the great Rob Wilson took last year off, back there now this year. So
Cosumnes River, where Coach Stover's from.
Yeah, they went 33-9 last year during his interim year. First conference title since 1979. He was coach of the year. So throw goes to second. Contreras back in safely. Of course, he played his high school ball at Aragon High out in San Mateo. They won 3 straight league championships. He also played football, was all-league offensive tackle on a team that went 13-0 and won a California state title. Fernie hits this one out of play down the right side.
An O-lineman, baby. I like it.
Also played 2 years at University of San Francisco. I know you'd be happy for this one. Got his BA in communications.
All right.
And he's expecting his third child in October.
What's his favorite color?
Go with brown. Fernie, out of plate. But he's done a decent job here his first year as the head coach for the Yuba 49ers. And, of course, learned under one of the best community college managers in all of California. So Mendoza ahead of David Fernandez, 0-2, 1 down. Contreras at second base. Count 1-2.
Good eye by Fernandez there. And he's fought off a couple tough pitches by Mendoza, the lefty. Mendoza really takes his time, doesn't he?
Fernandez lays off the high pitch outside. Count now even at 2-2.
So just one out here, bottom of the first, no score. Yuba got a runner to third in the top half, but couldn't get the runner across. Ross gets out of a mini jam, and Solano knocking on the door here in the bottom half of the first.
2-2. Fernandez can't lay off. Throw over to first to complete the strikeout. 2 down.
So another strikeout by Fernandez. Contreras stays at second. And now Trevor Faulkner strolls up to the plate. And this kid just looks like he gets a hold of one. He can hit it a mile.
Still looking for his first home run this year. 320, 11 ribbies. And the one thing Faulkner does really well is he's great with the metal. 1-0.
Faulkner out of Rodriguez High School. Big kid. He's listed at 215. He's got to be closer to 230, 235, wouldn't you say?
No comment.
He's a big boy.
1-0. Outside and low. 2-0. And I could be wrong, but I remember somebody last year in BP hit a ball so far it went over the Falcons clubhouse and nailed Mark Anthony Smith's car. I think it was Faulkner.
It was. And because you said something to Eric Olson because they kind of look the same, similar
right.
building.
Yeah.
Olson looks at you like, hey, what are you talking about? It wasn't me with the car. It was Faulkner.
All white people look the same.
But boy, he can give the ball a ride if he just gets a hold of one. He'd like to get his first home run right here. This would be big for the Falcons.
3-0. So 4-pitch walk to Trevor Faulkner, and that'll bring up Jacob Pawlowski, the starting right fielder here this afternoon.
Now batting. Right,
yeah, I think Mendoza kind of thinking the same thing. I don't know if I want to give this guy a ball over the plate, and he doesn't. Walks Faulkner. And so Jacob Pawlowski up to the plate.
And Pawlowski, 6'6", 230.
He's a big dude, isn't he?
Throw over to second. Contreras head first slide back in safely.
Mendoza doing a pretty good job working with the second baseman, Dallas Cummings. Contreras also very wary out there.
Ball 1 high. And, of course, Peter Daly doing the catching for Yuba. Justin Noreen, Dallas Cummings, first and second. Rory Peterson and Michael France, third and short. Damon Bugarin, Dustin Macaluso, and Hayden Leesman from left to right in the outfield for the Yuba 49ers, who sit in third place in the BBC, 9-8 BBC record, 14-18 overall. Falcons 9-21 and 7-10 in the BBC. 1-0 or 1-1 low and inside. Count now 2-1.
So Mendoza's struggling with his control just a bit, and I think Fernandez kind of helped him out on that strikeout. That was a ball out of the zone.
It's actually 2-0.
Oh, my goodness.
Over the catcher, and that allowed both runners to advance 90 feet.
And I think Mendoza just really struggling with his release point right now. The last 3 pitches have been high, and each one getting higher and higher. And that's something you struggle with sometimes as a pitcher. Your release point gets off, and then it's just like playing golf. You're trying to make adjustments, and it's hard to get back to where you were.
I knew you were going to bring up golf some point today because you were playing very well yesterday.
It was nice to finally get back on the course, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while. Ian Acosta on deck if Pawlowski keeps this inning going. Count 3-0, 2 down. Contreras over at third. Faulkner at second. Count now 3-1.
Pawlowski taken all the way as a pitch bell tie right down the middle. A little bit of a breeze blowing out towards right center.
This one hit well to left, but right at Bugarin, who comes in to make the catch for the third out. The Falcons strand runners on second and third through 1 inning, no score. And we are set for the top of the second. Dustin Macaluso, Justin Noreen, and the shortstop, Michael France.
Center fielder.
Three batters due up. And Chris Rost, impressive first inning. Allowed 1 hit, an infield single to the leadoff hitter, Ryan Pope. Swing and a miss from Macaluso.
Macaluso got his money's worth on that rip, and he had a pretty effective day at the plate on Tuesday. Went 2 for 3, had a run batted in. Yuba, of course, came back to win that game 5-4.
And Macaluso pulls the bunt back. Count now 1-1.
Solano won yesterday 6-5 in that crazy game at Yuba. And no score here early on, top of the second.
1-1.
Nice movement on that pitch by Ross, just a little bit outside.
You're not going to give me a bless you?
You know what? I don't believe in bless yous. Why do you say bless you after a sneeze? Nobody says anything after a fart, right?
Okay, bless me then. That's what
I've never understood that. You know, there are a lot of noises you make, but it's only when you sneeze that you get a bless you.
But sneezes don't stink.
Yeah, but it could be a burp, right? It's not like bless you.
Well, back to baseball. The 2-2. And time called by Acosta. Yeah, I think Bill Maher's rubbing off on you.
I heard that one time. That's a good point, right?
It kind of is, actually, if you think about it. So, rubber match here. 3-game series. Chopper, Rubalcaba coming in. High throw.
Bam.
Faulkner, nice play. 1 up, 1 down.
Boy, I sure like watching Rubalcaba play at shortstop. He is so smooth. And just a freshman. He'll be back next year.
Justin Noreen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities defensively with him and Patrick Johnson. Of course, Bubba Johnson in the Falcons dugout been helping coach this year. And just, they make it look so easy. I mean, the hard plays, they make it look routine. And I know Rubalcaba struggled with the bat a little bit this year, but he's been money with the leather and very dependable this year at short. And, of course, shortstop's not an easy position to play. I mean, probably the hardest position to play on the diamond. So the 0-1 to Justin Noreen. He hits this one well to left center. This one is carrying. It's going to go all the way to the wall.
And this will be fun watching Spanky get around the bases. He is a big boy, that Justin Noreen. He gave that one a ride, got all 290 pounds into that one, drove it almost to the fence.
All I know is if I'm Ian Acosta, I do not want him getting green light on a single. Because Acosta, what, 5'11", a $165. So 1 out double for Justin Noreen. That'll bring up the shortstop, Michael France. Hits this one. Pawlowski coming in. Makes the play easy. 2 down.
Yeah, I don't think Noreen's going to take off on that one. He probably wouldn't get to third till Sunday. He'd be there in time for Easter. Hey, there's an Easter egg under the base.
Am I going to have to mute you?
Left fielder.
No, it's just fun. It's fun getting in the broadcast booth. I've been out all year.
It's like a kid.
Got to play golf yesterday, call a ball game today. Doesn't get much better.
NBA playoffs start tomorrow. Big SoCal versus Bay Area 3-6 matchup in the Western Conference. The Clippers take it on the Golden State Warriors, and arguably the best series in the first round.
You worried about your Clippers?
Not at all. Not without Bogut.
Yeah, I think that really, really helps out L.A.
0-1 in the dirt. Acosta, good job blocking it. Count now 1-1. I think it'd be a different story if Andrew Bogut's healthy.
Yeah, I do too.
Blake Griffin probably going to have a field day in the paint. But anytime you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, those guys can shoot. Probably the best shooting backcourt, not just this year, but maybe in NBA history. 1-1 in the dirt.
Oh,
Acosta
easy.
able to keep it close enough where Noreen can't advance to third.
Hey, the happiest guy's Bobby Contreras. He was so happy when he saw Noreen trot back to second. Doesn't want that baby bull coming in full speed.
The 2-1. Perfect pitch outside corner at the knees. Count now 2-2. Who are you taking? You taking the Dubs? You taking the Clips?
Got to go with the Clippers. I agree. I think with Bogut out, that obviously favors the Clippers. And even with Bogut in, I think LA's going to win that series. A little more consistent.
Out of play. But anytime you have Steph Curry, I
yeah,
mean, you can beat anybody. That guy, best shooter in the game. And the thing with him is when the big lights are on, he plays better. but so does Chris Paul.
I like the 1-8 matchup in the
2-2,
West.
swing and a miss.
Big pitch.
We'll get back to playoff talk. After 1.5, no score. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Falcons here in the bottom of the second. Once again, you're checking out the Solano College Sports Network. I am Zach Poff here with the creator of SCSN, Mr. Gregory Poff. What's impressed you so far with Chris Frost here with 2 shutout innings to start this one off in his first career start? Doing his job. Costa swinging at the first pitch. Mendoza called for it, but Peter Daly said, nah, dude, I'm the catcher. I got this, bro.
Hey, good job by Daly hanging with that one. You see the wind kind of affecting the ball, and Daly really had to dart over to his left to make the catch finally, but good concentration there. And the first out of the inning, TJ Morris coming up.
Batting 276 this year, 2 RBIs, kind of the platoon second baseman.
On Tuesday, TJ was actually the designated hitter for the Falcons. Morris hitting 276, not bad for his freshman year.
Making his 30th at-bat on the season, 8 for 29. And I'll go ahead and answer my own question. I've been very impressed with Chris Frost here the first 2 innings for Stover, and I think he's shown Stover, hey, I'm a guy you can trust going into next year as a sophomore. He's doing a good job throwing strikes. Morris hits this one a mile high, foul territory. Daly, a diving attempt. Could not get there just in time. Sorry, no, dun-a-nut.
Would have got it if he made the catch, but still outstanding effort by Daly. Would have been his second put out of the inning. And luckily, TJ Morris stays alive, trying to get something going for the Falcons here. Bottom of the second, no score. Hope you're enjoying the game here on the Solano College Sports Network. Amazing that the baseball season coming to an end.
Yeah, today is the last game against Yuba, and then they finish the year off with a 3-game series against first place and the only team ranked in Northern California from the BVC, Marin. Seems like they're good every year.
Yeah, Marin coming to town, and they'll be here next week. Solano getting a makeup game in at home, too, on Monday against San Mateo. That was a rain out earlier in the season. And the Bulldogs coming to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium on Monday.
This one hit a mile high. Hayden Leisman in right. Makes the put out. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
So Acosta and Morris both really getting under. Acosta had that pop-up to Daly, and Morris popped up a couple, and then a high fly ball to the right fielder Leisman, and just like that, 2 outs, and we get a chance to check out Nick Burns.
Batting 136 this year. It's 3 for 22.
Burns, another kid out of Rodriguez. In fact, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Falcons who all played their high school baseball at Rodriguez.
Outside corner, strike 2, so Burns quickly behind 0-2.
And you look at this Solano squad, really made up primarily of local talent kids from the local high schools.
Count 1 and 2.
And I think really for the Falcons this year, it's just being patient and giving these guys a chance to develop. And I think with Coach Stover, some of the freshmen didn't develop as fast as he would have liked. So you're looking at the season, first losing season for the Falcons since 2005 when they were 14 and 24.
This one hit right at the shortstop. France, throw over to first. 1, 2, 3 inning for the lefty Michael Mendoza. Through 2, no score. Rory Peterson leading off for the Niners, and back to the top of the order here in the top of the third. So Chris Rost and Michael Mendoza both pitching well in their first career starts here at the community college level. Ross, the righty, going against the right-handed hitting third baseman, Rory Peterson, batting 260 this year, trying for the bunt single. Faulkner flips it to Rost, and he is out. Luckily, there's no challenges in the community college level yet, so no red flag.
Yeah, that would have been close. Kind of hard seeing from our angle, but that was a bang play. And boy, what hustle by Peterson getting down there and diving into the bag. But Falcons able to get the ball there just in time to get the first out here in the top of the third.
Pope swinging at the first pitch. Hits this one a mile high. And second baseman T.J. Morris calls off Faulkner for the second out.
Yeah, nice communication there by the two infielders over in the right side. Faulkner backing up, but T.J. better angle, calls him off. Faulkner listens. Morris makes the catch. And just like that, 2 out. So Mendoza got through the bottom of the second pretty quick, and Ross doing the same thing here in the top of the third.
Low to Cummings. And Ross was like, hey, you thought you had a quick inning in the bottom of the second? He's throwing 3 pitches here. Already has 2 outs. So 2-0 to Dallas Cummings. Flew out to Jacob Pavlowski for the first out of the game. Fouls this one out of play down the right side.
And so you look at Chris Ross, the freshman. He'll be coming back next year, and a good outing today kind of puts him in the discussion as a potential starter for next year. You got Dylan Dumape coming back, the lefty out of Rodriguez.
This one hit to Grant. Fields it on 3 hops. Throw over to first. 1, 2, 3 inning. 5 in a row retired for Chris Ross. So through 2.5, no score. Gio Torres then back to the top of the order with Rubalcaba and Bobby Contreras here at the bottom of the third. Mendoza has retired the last 4 Falcons in a row.
For Solano. Center fielder.
Well, let's see if
12,
Mendoza can break Ross' record. He
Torres.
got through the lineup, or the 3 batters in the last inning, I think a minute 44. That's a pretty quick inning. That's a pretty fast inning.
I was going to go somewhere, but I didn't. That's probably a smart move. Gio Torres batting $127 this year. Been absolute money defensively, but hitting's been an issue for Gio Torres this season.
Yeah, and that's been his one struggle, has just been at the plate. But, boy, what a good center fielder and even a better attitude. Great kid.
Count 1-1, and Torres 8 for 63 on the year. But he sure makes up for it defensively. Excellent range, average arm, and just a good leader. 1-1 high, count 2-1. And, of course, Solano and Yuba have played 30 times since 2006. What do you think the series is at? 30 games.
I'm going to say Solano 20-10. I'm just going to make it real easy with the math.
You're close. 23-7. And, of course, Yuba snapped a 9-game winning streak for Solano over Yuba last year when they beat Solano 6-5 in 10. 3-1. So leadoff walk to Gio Torres, and that game was crazy. Solano was down 5-4 in the 9th, and Tucker Bishop got a game-tying RBI single with 2 down, tied up, and then Tyler Credit came up and got the game-winning walk-off single against Drew Lamont in the 10th inning. And then Solano came back and won the final 2 games of the 3-game series, 7-2. And, of course, you're talking about Ryan Anderson and Ryan Pope going mano-a-mano in that one. Anderson went 9 innings, 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk.
And that was a big win for Solano last year because they kind of struggled in conference play. And that win against Yuba, that was after losing a couple big games to Los Medanos previously. And that win after the loss to Yuba really kind of helped them. Strong stretch run, able to get into the playoffs. And then that thrilling round 1 victory over Marin got them.
And you rolled there all by yourself and got your Vince Scully on, right?
That was fun. Those were good games.
And Rubalcaba gets the bunt down, and it finally rolls foul.
Yeah, Rubalcaba's going, how am I going to get around 33 while he's waiting here for this bunt to roll foul?
Yeah, you go around and get out of the baseline.
I think he was looking for a stick of dynamite, had to blast his way through, you know, like one of those big mountains.
You're just on a roll today, partner.
He's a big kid, 290. And he's only, what,
Hey,
6 foot maybe?
6'1". I tell you what, though, if he's listed at 290 and Faulkner's listed at 215, something's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to fix those scales.
There's no way that's 75-pound difference between the 2 cats.
They should just have those guys wrestle for the win. I'd watch that.
Punts it foul again.
Who would you take?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like Ernie Johnson right now, and I'm dealing with Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, if we get some runs or something, we'll have something to talk about. But right now, if Justin Noreen was going toe-to-toe with Faulkner, who you taking?
I got to go with my boy Faulkner.
I got to go with Faulkner, too.
But I could see Spank with a nice double leg. Throw over to first.
Yeah, Noreen seems kind of friendly, real gregarious, always smiling over there. Hey, Faulkner could be a little. Faulkner could be a little surly sometimes.
Can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, and usually it's those nice guys you got to watch out for.
So you're saying Faulkner doesn't look like a nice guy?
He can be a little surly at times. I've had him in the classroom. He's just serious, kind of a serious kid.
So the count's 1 and 2 to Rubalcaba. Pokes this one, and nice catch, and avoids the tag, and he does not. He's tagged out. So, hey, he's like, hey, old man, I can move
He
pretty
did.
well
Do you see
over
that?
at first
He
base.
caught it. He looked for Torres, couldn't find him, and just belly flopped right on the bag for the out. Nice play, Spanky.
Justin Noreen, outstanding play right there. And
Third
I'm changing my pick. I'm taking that guy. That's a very agile move. And
yes, it was.
Well nice catch by Noreen, going up high to get it and able to tag out Gio Torres. So just like that, 2 down. And unfortunately for Rubalcaba, he hit that one well, but
he did.
Right at Justin Noreen, who made a nice play over at first base. And he's smiling from ear to ear now.
He is.
0-1, low.
Boy, nice movement on that pitch by Mendoza. Better eye by Bobby Contreras.
And Contreras grounded into a fielder's choice back to the pitcher. And it was actually, he was trying to bunt to get Rubalcaba to second base, but bunted it too hard, and they were able to get Rubalcaba down at second. So it's count 1 and 2 to Bobby Contreras. Nice job just to get a piece, stay alive.
Yeah, good job staying with that pitch. Really dropped as it got to the plate, and Contreras went down, got a piece of it. Fought off a tough pitch. And Contreras, another freshman that's got a chance to be a real solid player next year.
And Contreras played high school ball at Antelope. Counting out 2 and 2.
And he can do a lot for you. He can play the outfield. He can play second base. He can play third base, probably even play shortstop. But next year, I mean, you could see Contreras at third. Of course, Rubalcaba at short and T.J. Morris at second.
Nice job. Fouls this one straight back. And he kind of reminds me of a Skip Schumacher type. A guy like that is very versatile to a team, can do a lot of things.
Kind of a Nick Punto.
Yeah. Who's the other? Jamie Carroll was the other guy I was trying to think of, too. Just a guy you can kind of plug in anywhere defensively. And you can kind of bat him anywhere in the order, too. And he just does a really good job kind of doing whatever Stover needs. And the count's full.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether these guys can hit a little bit better and a little more consistently on the community college level.
This one
There
hit
you
up
go,
the middle,
Bobby.
2-out single.
How's that for consistency?
I got your hit right here. First hit of the game for Bobby Contreras. And just a great at-bat. He was down 0-2 in the count, able to foul off a couple of tough pitches. Got the count full, and then able to get a pitch he liked and drove it up the middle for a single.
Now batting, the DH, number 2.
So that gives David Fernandez a chance with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. You're checking out Solano College Sports Network. I'm Zach Poff here with the FCSN creator and founder, Mr. Gregory Poff.
I thought you forgot my name.
I just wasn't sure if I wanted to go that or Big Kahuna. Don't worry, my hourglass is still working. Yours ran out about 10 years ago.
No, mine works. It's up all the time.
No, it's just on the side all the time. Yeah, you were definitely, I could tell, you were one of those guys, if you were playing Pictionary, you'd be the type that would, if the hourglass would be going, and you'd be the one to hit it over on the side so it just stops for a little bit to give you extra time. You're one of those guys, huh?
Yeah, and you have to divert everyone's attention to someone or something else while you do it. That's the key.
2-0, Fernandez hits this one right at the third baseman. Peterson muffs it, stays with it, not in time. Fernandez, good hustle out of the box, able to beat it out. And that'll go down as an E5 on Rory Peterson.
Man, I just love David Fernandez. I mean, sophomore, this has been a tough year. Freshman campaign, get to the Super Regionals, coming back, a lot of hype this year, and the season just has not gone the way that a lot of folks thought it would be. But David Fernandez, always playing hard. He's had some tough moments, but you're going to get 100% from the count each and every game.
And he had a lot on his plate this year. It's tough to, as this first pitch is fouled out of play, it's tough for him to be a guy you depend on, not just with the leather and the bat, but also with the arm. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on a kid to come in and close games, and it's a little different when you're playing a position and you can't go out in the bullpen and get warmed up. It's hard to get thrown right in there and come in and locate and throw strikes. 0-1 outside, Trevor Faulkner.
And with a lot of freshmen on the team this year, Fernandez has been one guy that really has assumed the leadership role and really kind of setting the standard and example as far as how you go to work each day, how to play on the community college level.
1-1. And this one
That's
is
fair.
A fair ball. Contreras is going to score easily as Fernandez gets held up at third. So a 2-out RBI double for Trevor Faulkner, and the Falcons take the early lead, 1-0 here in the bottom of the third.
And that was such a tough play for the third baseman, Rory Peterson, because that one was a line drive, and it was sinking right at the bag, hit right in front of the third base bag, bounced over, and just no chance there for Peterson. Big, timely hit for the Falcons, and they get on the board first, take a 1-0 lead here against Yuba, and they may not be done. 2 outs, runners on second and third, and now you got Jacob Pavlovsky at the plate.
And the Falcons making Rory Peterson pay for that error, keeping the inning alive, and the Falcons capitalize and score a run and still have a chance to do more. So Faulkner been aboard safely twice, had a walk in the first, and now RBI double here in the third. Pavlowski, 5 RBIs on the year. 1-0 outside, countdown 2-0, batting .233 on the season.
I'm scrambling on the stat sheet looking for the RBIs, and then boom, comes out like clockwork.
Give him the green light here, 2-0. You got to.
Yep.
First base open. I really don't think Mendoza wants anything to do with Pavlowski with the 169 batting Ian Acosta on deck. And, of course, Acosta's still rocking the catcher gear in the dugout just in case he doesn't have to come out. Get me over a fastball, strike one.
Yeah, right at the knees, but Pavlovsky, of course, taken all the way. Wind picking up, blowing out directly towards center.
And 5-pitch walk for Pavlowski. So the base is now loaded, and Ian Acosta, the catcher, coming up.
So big moment for the freshman, Ian Acosta. As you said, Zach, just hitting a $169. He's got 6 RBIs on the season, and he can add to that total.
Before we
Sorry, baby.
Yeah, E.
Have a seat.
Coming out. The 6'1", 225-pound catcher. Played high school ball at Pleasant Grove. And on the year, batting .265 with 2 RBIs. 9 for 34 on the year for Eric Olson.
And I think he actually played at Benicia. I think I just typed in Pleasant Grove. He and Stafford are both kind of big. But he did. He played at Benicia. I think he was there when Nick Altman was there. And Tucker Bishop.
He played with Tucker.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I believe he was on a junior on that team that won the section title a couple years ago. Benicia had a section title, and then Rodriguez section title.
And Eric Olson can really make Rory Peterson pay for that error to keep this inning alive. Bases loaded. Falcons already with 1 in here in the bottom of the third. A 1-1. This one hit a mile high, foul territory. Noreen allows Leesman.
Oh,
Leesman
nice
makes
play.
A standing running catch just by the bullpen area, so excellent job by Leisman to get out of the jam. The Falcons do score a run. RBI double for Trevor Faulkner. Falcons up 1-0 heading to the fourth. So we are set here, top of the fourth. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for the Niners.
Fourth for you.
Hayden Leisman, who made the great catch
Leisman.
in foul territory, leading off.
Yeah, I wonder if he's caught his breath. He was really hustling to get there in foul territory.
I think the kid's in shape. I think he can catch his breath and get in the box. Nice cut, fouls it out of play. Now, I mean, if we were talking about maybe Noreen or Faulkner, I don't know if that'd be the same case.
Oh, yeah, Leisman, he's really athletic. 5'10", 180-pounder. Didn't look too athletic on that swing, though.
Nasty pitch. Chris Ross. Chris Ross did an outstanding job. He's retired 5 in a row. 2 strikeouts, no walks. This one hit right behind us.
Yeah, and I like Ross' mental attitude out there. He just looks very in control, looks fairly relaxed. High concentration level.
Good job changing speeds. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts now, 6 in a row. Retired for Chris Ross.
Yeah, as you said, Zach does a great job changing his speeds on his pitches, and also good location, able to work both sides of the plate, as we saw there with that strikeout to get things started here in the top of the fourth. And now we get a chance to look at Peter Daly. He struck out his first time up.
This one fisted. Right at Faulkner, 1 pitch. Another one down, 2 outs.
So Ross trying to make this another quick inning. We'll see if he can beat that minute 44 that he did. I think it was last inning in the 3rd inning.
Now batting. Center fielder.
So that'll bring up
Dustin
Macaluso, 0 for 1. And Ross. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Macaluso.
That's it.
Sounds like a dance. Do the Macaluso.
Hey, Macaluso. Hey. You didn't do it.
You know what I like about Yuba, too?
What's that?
I like some of these kids are old school, baby. Look at the stirrups.
I don't even know what a stirrup is.
It's the sock.
I know.
See, that's the trouble with you kids.
No, you're just so old. You just don't know how to change.
Why change if it looks good? That's why they call it a tradition.
Hey, Chris Ross doing an outstanding job changing speeds. Another 1, 2, 3 inning through 3.5. Falcons up 1-0. And the bottom of the order due up here for the Falcons. T.J. Morris, Nick Burns, and the number 9 hitter, Gio Torres.
Second baseman, number 8, Anthony Morris.
Falcons able to score a run in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 lead here. Bottom of the 4th. This one fouled out of play.
Boy, a lot of the right-handed batters notice they're just kind of slicing the ball, getting under it, and popping it up a lot to the right side.
0-1 high, count now 1-1. T.J. Morris flew out to Leisman in right field. Back in the 2nd inning.
Falcons with a big chance in the last inning to really break the game open, but unable to capitalize with the bases loaded, only able to scratch across 1 run.
Nice cut, but fouled straight back. Count now 1-2.
And you kind of look at the Falcons' track record, especially with some of the inconsistency they've had in the bullpen. You've got to get as many runs as you possibly can.
And, of course, Solano trying to take home the rubber match versus Yuba. They've never lost a series to Yuba since 2006. Outside corner, strike 3. And that is the 2nd strikeout for Michael Mendoza on the afternoon. T.J. Morris now 0 for 2.
Now batting. Left fielder.
So with Mendoza, it hasn't really been pretty, but he's been pretty effective. Only giving up the 1 run. And a pretty good pitching battle here between 2 guys getting their first community college start, Chris Ross and Michael Mendoza.
Burns takes the first pitch, ball 1, and Solano has won the last 4 season series against Yuba. They split back in 2009. Solano swept Yuba 3-0, 2010, 2011, and 2012. And last year they took 2 out of 3 versus Yuba. 1-0. Nice pitch. Swing and a miss from Nick Burns, who grounded out to Michael France, the shortstop. for the final out in the second inning.
And I think the Falcons actually from 2008 until the 2012 season had not lost a season series to any of the other schools in the Bay Valley Conference. I think in 2012 they finally dropped a series to Los Medanos. But it really shows the Falcons and their domination of Bay Valley Conference play from 2007 really up until 2012.
And that's why it's been kind of weird this year. They're just not used to this one. Hit a mile high, shallow left. And this one's going to drop between France and the left fielder, Bugar. And so a one-out single for Nick Burns.
Yeah, that was just a tough chance for Michael France. Very athletic shortstop, but boy, that wind can really wreak havoc. You saw him do a couple pirouettes trying to get under the ball and locate it. Finally stuck out his bare hand. No luck doing.
I mean, this place is the community college version of Candlestick.
It is a nightmare.
And, I mean, it's not even that bad. Windy afternoon here today, but still a very tough play to play defensively. I mean, we have seen outfielders just look like little leaguers plenty of times. You got it?
I could have.
Punted. Foul straight back.
And so Nick Burns, he'll take that hit, hitting just a $136. And so just kind of one of those Texas leaguer bloopers. Nobody can get to it. And Falcons with one out, runner aboard on first.
Gio Torres walked in his only at-bat back in the third. Hits this one well down, and it's going to drop in front of Bugar. And so back-to-back singles to left field for the Falcons. Now runners on first and second as they get back to the top of the order with one down.
So Nick Burns hitting just a $136. Gio Torres $127. Able to put two hits back-to-back and now get to the top of the lineup.
And Rubalcaba has hit the ball well in both at-bats. Had a single in the first and hit one right at the first baseman, Justin Noreen, for a double play back in the third.
And Torres was on first after the walk, doubled up by Noreen.
And this one bounces about a foot in front of home plate for ball one.
And if that play doesn't happen, that's a different inning. Because the Falcons, they had two singles, a double, and a walk in the bottom of the third. Only one run to show for it.
And Rory Peterson did help him out, though. He did give him an extra
That's
out,
right.
too. Rubalcaba hits this one right at the second baseman. Cummings to second for the out there. Two down.
Yeah, good hustle by Rubalcaba getting down the base pass. No chance to turn two there.
Now batting.
And a heads-up play by Michael France. He knew he was not going to be able to turn two. Don't want to take a chance, throw this one away, and allow Nick Burns to score. So now it'll be up to Bobby Contreras with two down.
Yeah,
on the corners.
And that's a good decision by the sophomore. So many times you see guys, especially in community college play, want to make the big-time play and end up throwing it away, costing their team. Nice play by France.
And Bobby Contreras ripped a single in the last inning. Came around to score the only run of the game on Faulkner's RBI double.
So another opportunity for the Falcons.
Contreras swinging at the first pitch and fouls this one over the Yuba dugout. Strike one.
Yeah, that pitch, pretty good pitch to hit, got under it just a tad. That was a pitch he could have really driven somewhere. Mendoza likes to take his time on the mound.
And Swanson's been very consistent.
He has,
with
hasn't
the
he?
outside strike here. He's been very consistent on the outside part of the plate and everything low. Kind of no one's getting that high strike, but Swanson's been very consistent. And at least hitters know now we're here in the bottom of the fourth. Outside corner, got to cover it. This one hit well to right. Outstanding catch. Hayden Leisman does it again. Little Eric Burns out there with a little somersault catch for the third out. Robbing Bobby Contreras of a hit and an RBI through fourth. 1-0 Solano. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Yuba here in the top of the 5th, and Chris Rost has been
Leading off
dealing,
the 5th for Yuba.
just over
First
about
baseman,
4 minutes
Justin
combined
Noreen.
for the last 2 innings for Chris Rost.
He's retired 8 in a row, only given up 2 hits.
Why are you stealing my material? I just wrote that down, and now I have nothing to say.
Well, you compare Solano and the pitching performance of Ross to Mendoza. Mendoza, on the other hand, boy, he's just been getting out of jams after jams. 5 hits, 7 runners left on base for the Falcons, but Ross, 2 hits, only 2 left on base.
Perfect pitch, 0-1. Now 0-2 to Justin Noreen, and Noreen 1 for 1. Is only at bat. Smoked a double to left center. And Noreen's having himself a pretty good game. He's been good with the glove at first. 0-2, low and outside.
And who's he fooling by squaring around a bunt with nobody on? I mean, even if you got a guy on first, I don't know if this guy's bunting.
And you got it in for this guy?
No, I'm just wondering, why is he squaring around a bunt?
Trying to get in the pitcher's head there. Make it harder to throw
Like the
pitch he
pitcher's going to,
wants.
oh, he's actually going to bunt.
It's worked.
He's hoping he
Hey,
bunts.
The last 2 times he's done it, he's missed with his pitch.
Ross is going, he bunts. I can go have a sandwich, take a nap, pick up the ball, and still throw him out.
Hey, he showed his athleticism at
He
first
did.
base with a nice play and able to tag out Torres for the double play and smokes this one.
Ho-ho!
Rubalcaba with a diving play and the throw in time to first. All I have to say to that is dun-na-na, dun-na-na.
And he's happy number 33 was chugging down the base pass. But sensational play by the freshman out of Vanden, Alvaro Rubalcaba.
That really was SC top 10 material right there. I mean, that was a full dive, able to come up, knew he had time to throw to first. Just, that kid's money. So that's 9 in a row retired for Chris Rost, and
That's why I call him Ruby. He's a web gem, baby.
I can guarantee you the first person he looked at after that play was Bubba Johnson in the dugout, because we saw him do that
All
2
the
years in a
time.
row. This one hit towards the Falcons dugout, and at least next year we should have replay ready to roll, so we would have been able to check that one out again. Now I can't wait to watch the broadcast just to see that play.
In fact, Coach Stover said he would even get our replay machine for us. $2,300. We'll be good to go, baby. Slow-mo, instant replay.
Count now 1 and 2 to Michael France.
France. Hello, France.
Bonjour. The 1-2.
Bam.
3 hopper. Bobby throw over to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. France retired.
And so Rost has the D working behind him. He's now retired 10 in a row.
Damon Bugarin.
And here comes Damon Bugarin, the left fielder. Hitting .215 on the season, struck out back in the second.
This one foul tipped off the catcher and then off Swanson. So a domino effect foul tip. And Ross has been pitching so fast, I decided to keep going in the same inning. So usually, you know, you should move on to the 5th inning when you're doing the keeping score.
Oh,
Quickly ahead of Damon Bugarin, 0-2. So 10 in a row retired for Chris Rost. Still an unbelievable play Rubalcaba made to start off this inning for the first out. 0-2 in the dirt, count 1 and 2. And Bugarin struck out and is only at bat to end the second inning.
Bugarin, just a freshman. Played his high school ball locally, right, in Yuba City, at Yuba City High.
1-2, outside.
And Bugarin, like all of the Yuba batters, squaring around a bunt when they first get up there.
2-2,
Whoa!
foul straight back. You flinched there?
I did.
You did. That's very embarrassing. There's this thing called a net.
Well, you never know, right? You don't want to be too trusting. Could be a loose thread.
2-2. Rubalcaba, easy play.
Yep.
So he makes the first out look amazing and the third out look easy. So another 1-2-3 inning for Chris Rost. 11 in a row set down by Mr. Rost through 4.5. Falcons up 1-0. So the heart of the order due up here in the bottom of the fifth for the Falcons, David Fernandez, Trevor Faulkner, and Jacob Pawlowski, the 3, 4, and
Cleaning out the
5
bottom of the
hitters,
fifth
and
for
see if
Solano.
they can finally
The DH,
break it
number
open
2,
against Michael
David
Mendoza, as you mentioned in the
Fernandez.
top half of the inning. He's been getting out of jams. So see if Solano can maybe get a couple guys on and see if they can get that big hit.
Yeah, the only 1, 2, 3 inning he had was back in the bottom of the second.
Ball one outside, little high. Yeah, last inning gave up 2 hits. The inning before gave up 2 hits and 2 walks. And as you mentioned, partner, 1, 2, 3 in the second. Hernandez takes this one for ball 2.
Good eye by Fernandez there. Ball just a little bit low, just below the knees.
Yeah, Frankie. Fernandez fouls this one over Frankie.
And how about our broadcast crew out here Friday? Spring break. Doing work. Brian Nelson and Lonnie on the board. Sarah Stafford.
You at least, buying the crew some beer and pizza for after? I mean, let them have a good Friday for spring break?
Well, it's a class. They should be here, right? They get a grade. Why do I got to buy them pizza? And Malcolm Gamble, Frankie Primrose, Denzel Carter, and Alden on the camera.
This one hits right. Leisman's finally like, I have a routine play finally in right. 1 up, 1 down.
I think he kind of likes the other ones, makes him look good.
Now batting. First baseman.
Yeah, we've seen
44,
some stellar defense.
We have.
Here. Started with Justin Noreen making the great play at first in the 3rd inning. And then last inning, of course, Hayden Leisman made that great play to rob Bobby Contreras. Then Rubo Caba made the play of the day defensively, that great diving stab at short in the top half of the inning, and the strong throw. Faulkner smokes this one right at France. So 2 up, 2 down for Michael Mendoza, trying to have his second 1, 2, 3 inning here this afternoon.
Fielder, number 18.
Boy, easy play for France there. 1 hop right in the right position, and then he's got Faulkner, so doesn't have to worry about rushing the throw. It's an easy play for the sophomore.
Man, I want to see Jacob Pawlowski drive one right here. Just get into one. It's a big dude right here. Takes out one for strike 1.
Yeah, and he's lean, too. I mean, you look at him, he's 6'6", probably goes about 230, 235, very athletic.
I wouldn't even say lean. I would just say no body fat, just muscle on muscle.
Well, that's lean.
No, lean's kind of skinny.
Well, yeah. But it's better than skinny. Skinny, you look kind of like, you've been doing meth for a little bit too long, right?
I look at a guy like Gio Torres.
Lean looks like you're in shape.
No, he's built. There's a difference between built and lean. Like, he doesn't eat lean pockets. He eats hot pockets. The count 0-2 to the lean hitting Jacob Pawlowski.
6'6".
Hammer.
Yeah, that's who. We asked him, what's your nickname? Well,
he had like 30.
He did. The Hammer in Hebrew.
Was it that or the Hebrew Hammer?
Well, either.
Well, you got to,
depends on the person, right?
Like, they don't call you
Kahuna. Who was well, let me ask you, who was the original hammering Hebrew, played Major League Baseball in the Hall of Fame, played for the Detroit Tigers back in the 30s and 40s?
I tell you what, I'll have the answer in the top half of the 6th.
Yes, this
Pawlowski
hammering Hebrew goes down swinging.
So through 5, Falcons up, 1-0. Rory Peterson, the number 9 hitter, leading off for the Niners. And back to the top of the order with Ryan Pope and Dallas Cummings. Chris Rost has retired 11 in a row.
Third baseman. Rory
Last man
Peterson.
to reach was Justin Noreen with a 1-out double all the way back in the 2nd inning. Since then, it's been lights out for Mr. Rost, the lanky, lean right-hander. Pitch little high ball 1 to Rory Peterson. He grounded out to the first baseman, Trevor Faulkner, who flipped it to Chris Ross for the first out in the 3rd. This one hit a mile high in the infield. Chris Ross is hoping here someone say they got it. And Bobby Contreras has got Ross back. So 2 pitches, 1 down here in the top of the 6th.
Oh, look at the little bat boy out there doing work. Yeah, that was a nice play by Contreras coming over. With that pop-up, Ross did not move off the mound. Contreras had to come over, literally push him off the mound to get in there and make the catch for the first out here.
This one bunted straight
I
back.
got it.
You would have flinched for sure.
Not on that one.
I don't know. Your eyes weren't good enough. Would you be able to keep your eye on the ball the whole time?
Like I might have pulled a muscle reaching out to catch it, but
You remember that one time in the playoffs where that one girl just took it straight in the
yes.
back? This one hit right at
Oh,
Rubalcaba, takes
oh.
a tricky hop, stays with it, strong throw, 2 up, 2 down.
This
kid a
guy,
Gold Glove.
he is fun to watch. My goodness.
He made that look so easy. I mean, that's such a tough play for a shortstop to make. You're already in position, takes a tricky
Second
hop,
baseman,
stayed with it, kept his eye on the ball, and didn't force the throw. Easy play for Rubalcaba.
Yeah, Rubalcaba has been money at short today. He is fun to watch.
Dallas Cummings pulls it back, strike one outside corner. And I like how you didn't bring it up until like the 4th inning. We're like, why are these guys showing button pulling it back? They didn't even do it the whole game.
Yeah, they did it all day Tuesday. I just go, why? Like, what are you trying to gain?
Count now 0-2.
Like the infield's going to run in thinking you're actually going to bunt with nobody on?
2 down.
And then why would you show bunt, right?
Did I press a button right there?
No. I'm just wondering.
0-2. This one
Oh,
hit.
off his shin.
And a diving attempt from T.J. Morris. So that ends the streak of 13 in a row retired. 2-out single for Dallas Cummings, his first hit of the game.
We have got to get a shot of that little bat boy for Yuba.
Hayden Leesman.
That kid's doing work over there. Boy, and that ball looked like it went right off of Ross' leg.
And I believe that's one of the 2 kids of the manager, Ryan Evangello. Could be wrong. Usually not, but I could be. Strike one to the number 3 hitter, Hayden Leesman, who's been money with the glove. Still looking for his first hit, 0 for 2. And Ross got him with a strikeout to start off the 4th inning. Throw over to first, not in time.
Actually, no. Denzel, get a close-up of the first base, the runner, the first baseman.
Still pretty good breeze blowing out to right center.
This one poked foul, and it's going to go behind the Falcons' dugout.
Yeah, that was out of the strike zone there. Leisman just went out and tried to get a hold of it, fouls it back.
And Chris Ross has done an outstanding job getting ahead of hitters throughout the entire game as Stover's coming out to have a little chat with Chris Ross. Not sure if...
Yeah, kind of an odd time to come out. I'm wondering if maybe he thought he was hurt on that ball that hit him in the leg, but I don't think Stover's asking him if he's okay.
This is a teaching lesson for
Yeah.
sure. And Stover's... And you know when Stover's talking to you, you don't get to say a word.
Yeah.
It's just nod your head.
Yep.
I mean, I've got that one down being your son. I mean, just nod. You know, it goes a lot faster if you just nod. And Chris Ross is like, thank God Bill Swanson is coming out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
And boy, Stover, you know, tough year this year. I mean, and a lot going on, too. Of course, the death of pitching coach Matt North early in the season.
Yeah.
Then, you know, Bobby, the first base coach,
Yeah,
Bobby Campo. Had the heart attack here, getting ready. He's fine now, obviously, still coaching.
Back coaching, which
and
is
dealing
great
with
to
all
see.
the freshmen.
Yeah.
I mean, a real teaching opportunity for Stover this year.
0-2. Low and outside, so the count now 1-2. And this has got to be weird for Stover. I mean, he's used to winning every single year. As you mentioned earlier, the last time they finished below 500 was 2005, 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was Stover's, I think, his 4th year. Started in 2003, 3rd year.
This one hit between first and second, so a little 2-out rally. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Peter Daly. So good job making contact for Yuba. There's your bat boy again. Kid's got some wheels. And he slides in back to the Yuba dugout.
Yeah, we just got to get him on camera. Hint, hint.
Being easy's on it.
Yeah, and they're telling Frankie to get the bat boy because the bat boy's barely taller than Frankie is over there in our camera.
Shots fired.
Frankie
Strike
Primrose.
one.
Good boy. Good kid.
He's
Actually,
a good boy.
he tried out for the team, didn't make it. They had that height requirement. No, I'm kidding, Frankie.
Well, no, if Tucker made it, he could have.
Yeah. See, my arm would get tired holding the bat out that long.
This one fisted to
Uh-oh.
center. Easy play for Torres.
He's going back.
Easy play. So Chris Ross gives up a couple of 2-out hits, but gets Peter Daly to fly out to center through 5.5. Falcons still nursing a 1-0 lead. The lefty Michael Mendoza out there for his 6th inning of work, and I've been very impressed
Catcher,
with
number
Mendoza
31,
along with Chris Ross,
Eric
both making their
Olson.
first career starts at the community college level, and Mendoza's allowed 1 unearned run, and of course Chris Ross has thrown as this one's hit to third. Olson hustling down the line, but he is gunned down for the first down. And of course, Chris Ross has gone 6 shutout innings so far. So Olson now 0 for 2.
Second baseman, number 8.
Yeah,
Anthony
excellent
Flores.
performance by both pitchers. Ross maybe a little bit cleaner, although as you mentioned, Mendoza just giving up the 1 unearned run. So outstanding pitching performances on both sides here today.
TJ Morris 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch outside corner, strike 1.
And both Mendoza and Ross have never looked rattled. Mendoza certainly has been in a few more jams, but really kept his composure well thus far.
Count now 1-1.
TJ Morris, another one of those freshmen playing for the Falcons.
Count 2-1, and Morris gets started at second base here this afternoon at Billy and Luis Yarborough Stadium. David Fernandez DHing. 2-1. Low. Count now 3-1.
TJ Morris has been pretty effective at the plate. His freshman campaign coming in, hitting .276. Just 2 runs batted in. Doesn't really hit for much power. Has 3 doubles. Overall on the season.
Yeah, it's not good when your average is the same as your slugging percentage. That means one thing, you have 0 extra base hits.
Yeah, 8 hits. Yeah, the doubles Eric Olson, not TJ. But TJ's a guy that could be a regular starter for the Falcons next year.
And he's not in there to hit for power. He's in there to get on base, steal some bags, play good D. And he's done that so far for Stover when he's gotten the opportunity. And able to draw a walk. So a nice at-bat for TJ Morris, able to draw the 5-pitch walk.
And so now you got the number 8 and 9 hitters
fielder,
coming up.
number
Burns
20.
136. He'll be followed by Gio Torres, but we saw those guys back in the 4th inning, both back-to-back base hits.
And Gio Torres has been aboard safely in both at-bats. Nick Burns in the box right now, grounded out to Michael France. And then, as you mentioned, partner had a single in his last at-bat in the 4th. Throw over to first. Morris back. Count 1-0. And Mendoza has not even been close with any of his pitches here, really, in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, not sure if this is going to be it for Mendoza. Might be an opportunity. The assistant coach coming out just to buy some time, let the bullpen get ready. Got a couple guys down in the bullpen for Yuba warming up. Swanson's going to let him go for just a little bit, and then he'll head out, break up the meeting.
And, of course, partner today, Friday, April 18th. And in this day, back in 1884, on April 18th, the Dodgers and Giants played each other for the first time ever in an exhibition game, and Giants, unfortunately, won 8-0.
1884.
So you were watching that game, right?
I was.
And, of course, in 1923, on April 18th, the first ever game played at Yankee Stadium. And guess who went yard?
Babe Ruth.
4-1 win against the Red Sox.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
And you dished me out a trivia question earlier, and I answered it correctly with Hank Greenberg. So I'm going to give you one here after this at-bat. Got to close my notes.
You actually, we never got back to that, but you're absolutely right. Hank Greenberg, the Hammer and Hebrew Hall of Famer.
Tigers. The 1-0, Burns hits this one. Shallow center. Macaluso coming in. 2 down.
That was a lot like Burns' last hit, but This one carried a little bit more center fielder able to come in, Macaluso, and make the easy catch. Last time it dropped
Center
right
fielder,
behind
number 12,
Michael France, the shortstop, going out.
Torres.
All right, partner. 1977, on April 18th, this player hit his first ever career home run. He ended up hitting 500-plus home runs. He played with the Baltimore Orioles for the first 12 years of his career, now in the Hall of Fame. This one hit up the middle. Torres grounds out to second. The second baseman Cummings steps on the bag. When we come back for the seventh, we'll see if they have the answer or not. 1-0 Solano through 6. Chris Ross afternoon is done. 6 shutout innings for Chris Ross.
Now pitching
Allowed
for Solano.
4 hits,
Number
3
24,
strikeouts, and
Drew
no walks.
Lamont.
And Drew Lamont coming in out of the pen for Scott Stover, making his 11th appearance on the year. 1-2
batting,
record to show
center
for it.
fielder,
5.06
Macaluso.
ERA, 15 strikeouts, and 7 walks for the big-time right-handed throwing sophomore. This one hit well, but foul down the third base side.
Yeah, Macaluso got around on that one just a little bit ahead of it and rips it foul.
And Drew Lamont, the 6'4", 195-pound right-handed throwing reliever / starter. I believe he's made 3 starts this year.
Kind of a spot starter last year, kind of that third starter when the Falcons needed him last year.
And 0-1, outside corner, strike 2. He gave up the game-winning RBI hit to Tyler Credit in last year's meeting in a 6-5 Yuba win in the 10th. 0-2, outside corner, and Swanson finally doesn't call that outside strike. Count 1-2. Got one a little off the plate, though.
Drew Lamont, pretty solid career in his 2-year stint here with the Falcons.
Frankie, just stay on the batter.
Macaluso hits this one a mile high. Rubalcaba going back, makes the play. 1 up, 1 down for Drew Lamont. Macaluso now 0 for 3.
And really, you look at the Falcons and the difference between last year and this year, and it's pretty easy to really summarize the difference if you look at the pitching, because last year you had Anthony Pizzola and you had Ryan Anderson, that 2-headed monster. Both of those guys, outstanding starters, and the Falcons really haven't had that this year.
Yeah, that's
having 2 money starters they can go to.
I mean, you kind of look at our boy Mark Anthony Smith's team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've been dealing with the same type of issue this year. Just pitching has not been there. 0-1. Count now 1-1 to Justin Noreen. Noreen 1 for 2. Had a double in the second and grounded out to Rubalcaba, who made that great play to start off the top of the 5th.
I mean, how many times last year did Ryan Anderson come in, especially if the Falcons had lost a game or two, and give him a big-time start?
This one fouled out of play. And I would make the case that Anthony Pizzola was their best starter last year.
I agree.
I mean, Ryan Anderson probably a guy you'd want in the big-time game, but Pizzola was consistent from the start. Ryan Anderson a little shaky to start off last year. Once conference play got started, of course, totally different ball game for Ryan Anderson. 1-2. This one fouled straight back off the catcher Olsen.
But I think if you look at the Falcons team this year, and as we come to the end of the season, looking at next year, with Chris Ross, his performance today, also Dylan Dumape, who's been pretty solid as a freshman, you could have your 2 starters. And, of course, you never know what's going to happen as far as recruiting.
1-2. This one hit well to center. Torres got a good jump just in front of the warning track. 2 up, 2 down for Drew Lamont.
And good positioning by Torres there, playing deep in case Noreen got a hold of one, and he did, and kind of hit that thing up in the wind. But Torres, because he was playing deep, and he just reacts so well to the baseball once it's hit, kind of reminds me of A.J. Borja, who was famous for his jumps out in center field. Gio Torres, not too shabby out in center field as well for the Falcons.
Fastball outside corner, strike 1. Lamont's come in and done an outstanding job locating here. He's got the first 2.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down, 2 fly balls. Like to get one more here.
That one a little too low and a little outside. Count 1-0. And partner, what was the answer to the trivia question? I believe you answered it correctly in the middle of the inning.
Eddie Murray.
Bam, book it.
Because he played for the Dodgers a little bit later in his career, and he was one of my favorite players. for Baltimore.
Count 2-1 outside, and of course started his career with Baltimore, won the World Series 1983 with them, 8-time All-Star.
And he really had the reputation up till the Baltimore Orioles won in '83. They'd been in a couple series before. He had really struggled at the plate, but boy, in '83 really came through, got his first ring.
Nice backhand stab. Rubalcaba, strong throw, 1-2-3 inning for Drew Lamont through 6.5. Solano up 1-0. Michael Mendoza still out there for Yuba. And he's pitched very well. He's gone 6 innings so far, and the only run that scored was an unearned run. Rory Pearson's E5, really the difference in this one, and I've been very impressed
Alvaro Rubalcaba.
with this cat right here in the box. Not with the bat, but with the leather. He's made just play after play defensively, not just today, but all season long. And I think he's a guy that's really going to take that leadership role next year and be that guy, because he's got that personality. He's got that leadership type of personality. Very confident in his game. And just a very confident young man.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Very, very confident. Good kid, too. I've had him in the classroom. Very respectful, works hard, good student.
And high chopper to his counterpart, the shortstop, France. Strong throw. 1 up, 1 down. Rubalcaba now 1 for 4.
And even though he was thrown out by France on a routine play, really shows his speed getting down the base pass. He can get down to first in a hurry.
All right, partner, you ready for a little rapid fire? We're going to do a first round NBA predictions.
Okay.
1-8, Spurs, Dallas.
Got to go with the Spurs.
Book it. First pitch outside. OKC, Memphis.
Boy, that is going to be a good series. I think when I said 1-8, I really meant the 2-7. Hard to pick against OKC, and I'm not.
1-0 in there. Strike 1 to Bobby Contreras, who's 1 for 3.
But I won't be surprised if Memphis comes away with the win in that series. I won't be surprised if OKC moves through them and sweeps them either. How's that for a prediction?
Well, this was rapid fire. Not. Let's hear an essay on why the 2-7.
Okay, keep them coming.
I got OKC, too. Clippers, Warriors.
Clippers.
Houston, Portland. I know you're going Portland just because you hate Dwight.
Yeah.
This one hit into right.
I'm going to go with Houston, though. I'd love to see Portland win.
Leisman makes the out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. The East we even need to do.
Let's just go to Miami, and then we'll call it good. Indiana, maybe. I just don't know if they have the mental toughness to beat Miami.
And they do have home court.
In a tough 7-game series.
That was the difference maybe last year, was Miami had a home court Game 7. But I don't even think Indiana's going to be there in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So David Fernandez looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. And Michael Mendoza had a 1-2-3 in the 5th, had 1 walk in the 6th. So he's retired 8 of the last 9.
So who out of the West is going to face Miami?
Clippers.
Come on. Now try to be objective. Let me ask you the question again. Let's be objective.
I'm being very objective. I believe the Clippers will be in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat, and I think the Miami Heat will beat the Clippers in 6 games.
I just can't see the Clippers getting.
Why not? Chris Paul's the best point guard in the game. Blake Griffin's the most improved player. DeAndre Jordan maybe the best defensive player. And they have 3-point shooters in J.J. Redick and Jamal Crawford.
You got all those things.
Matt Barnes, a great defensive player.
But you need something extra.
Doc Rivers. I just made a pretty valid argument why the Clippers have a chance at least. Even though it's probably going to be OKC Miami. But let the kid believe.
I like San Antonio. Let's not forget the great series we saw last year.
Foul tip into the glove, strike 3. So through 7, Falcons still nursing that 1-0 lead. Top of the 8th, Falcons nursing a 1-0 lead. Drew Lamont's still out there on the hill. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th, relieving Chris Ross, who threw 6 shutout innings. 8-9, and back to the top of the order for Yuba here in the top of the 8th. Damon Bugarin takes the first pitch over for strike 1. And Bugarin 0 for 2.
And Yuba really just has not had much going offensively.
A little outside and low, count 1-1.
I mean, you have to go back to the 3rd inning, really, or I guess you could go back to the 4th where they had runners on 1st and 3rd. But boy, 5th, 6th, 7th, 1 walk, that's it, only base runner.
And it'd be nice if you flipped your scorecard over because they did have 2 hits in the 6th inning. My partner's looking at Solano's.
See, why can't you just cover for me? You
'Cause
got to call me out like that.
That's how you learn. This one hit right up the middle, and then you jinx it, even though it really wouldn't have been. Leadoff single for the number 8 hitter, David Bugarin. And, of course, Chris Rosto was money. The 6th inning allowed those 2 hits, but outside of that, he's only –
And those were 2 outs.
yeah, and they've had 5 hits. 4 of those 5 hits have been singles.
Yeah, but, boy, just not much going on as far as giving themselves chances, although leadoff runner aboard here.
And the thing is, too, is Solano had plenty of opportunities to tack on more runs, and they left a lot of guys on the base pass. And that usually comes back to bite you in the backside.
And especially with Solano and their struggles trying to close out games.
So Rory Peterson, the number 9 hitter, I think he's got one job to do right here, and that is get Bugarin 90 feet closer and into scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, now this guy you would expect to square around and be ready to bunt. Not Spanky up there as a leadoff hitter. I got my 290 guy. He's going to bunt one.
So Rory Peterson showing bunt.
Oh.
Little chin music, pulls the bat back for ball 1. Drew Lamont, a guy that velocity's there, throws low to mid-80s.
And Lamont's a big dude. Well put together.
6'4", $195. Would you say lean or?
Lean, 6'4", 195. That's your definition of lean.
Bunt down the first base side. Lamont fields it, flips it to Faulkner for the out. Peterson does his job, gets the runner into scoring position with 1 down.
Peterson?
I know, right? At least I've got the
Not bad.
right scorecard. So
Hey, Lamont, good job getting off the mound, too, to get over there and field. That was not the easiest play.
well,
Got a nice little bounce, came up, able to field it cleanly and get the toss over to Faulkner. Nonetheless, tying run. Now it's second base here in the top of the 8th.
and back to the top of the order for the Niners. Ryan Pope, 1 for 3. Outside, ball 1.
Boy, Pope not very big. I think he's about 5'5", 5'6", but when he gets down into his stance, really small strike zone for Drew Lamont.
There is no way Ryan Pope listed at $190 and Lamont at 195.
No.
There's a 5-pound difference between these two dudes. 1-0 to Pope. Lays off the fastball at the belt. 2-0. And, of course, first base is open, but you would like to go after Pope here. You do not want to walk the go-ahead run to get on the base pass.
And Pope, the leadoff hitter, just hitting 230 on the season. Not a big RBI guy.
Only 7 on the year. And this one popped a mile high. Contreras giving it a shot, and he makes the catch just in front of the Falcons' dugout. So a big second out right there for Drew Lamont.
And well played by Contreras, sprinting over to the dugout, took a peek to see where he was, get his boundary set, and able to lean into the fence and make the catch. Big out, too.
Yeah, outside of Chris Rost in the first inning where he had that throwing error trying to get the runner out at second base. Outside of that, defense has been flawless for the Falcons here. So now it comes down to Dallas Cummings, the second baseman. 1 for 3 this afternoon to try and get the tying hit.
Yeah, Cummings had a solid base hit against Ross back in the 6th.
As Olsen goes out and tells Lamont, hey, dude, just get 1 more. Maybe 4.
And no action in the bullpen for the Falcons, so Lamont on his own.
I think Stover's rolling with his boy Lamont here to finish this one off.
Oh, he's got his veteran pitcher out there. He's pitched a lot of innings for the Falcons over the last 2 years.
Outside, ball 1 to Dallas Cummings. 5 RBIs on the season for the sophomore out of Yuba City.
Well, excellent ball game today. We hope you're enjoying it, whether you're watching on the Fairfield Cable Access channel or on our Solano College YouTube channel.
Nasty 1-0, but a little inside, I'm guessing. Count 2-0.
Boy, I thought that looked good all the way. And you were just getting ready to say nice pitch.
And Swanson has been given the outside part of the plate, but inside not so much. I mean, Swanson's done a good job here this afternoon. He's been very consistent with the strike calls. 2-0. Lamont gets the low strike call, so count 2-1 to Dallas Cummings.
Yeah, gets that one at the knees, and Swanson kind of gives him that low one where before there was a pitch that looked like a letter-high fastball, but because Pope is not very tall, that was a ball. But gets the low pitch at the knees for the strike.
2-1. This one hit to center. Torres going back. Easy play. So Lamont strands Bugarin at second. Falcons up 1-0, headed to the bottom of the 8th. Yuba rolling with their boy M squared, Michael Mendoza, out to try and get his
Sitting off the bottom of
8th
the
inning of
Solano.
work, and through 7,
First baseman.
just 1 earned
Number
run allowed.
44, Trevor Faulkner.
And he's done a really good job from the 5th inning on. 2 1-2-3 innings, and in the 6th, a walk thrown in there with 3 outs. As Faulkner hits this one, shallow center, and it drops in front of Dustin Macaluso. So a leadoff single for Faulkner.
And that time the outfield playing so deep for Faulkner, and hit that one, probably would have been a routine fly ball, but Macalusa playing so deep, no chance to come in and make the catch there.
And it looked like Faulkner was a little disappointed because he didn't get all of that one and just kind of caught it off the end of the bat, but drops in front of Dustin Macaluso. So
yeah, he swung a little bit late and kind of tomahawked it, got it off the end of the bat. It really kind of shows his power anyway, because hit that was a fly ball out to center field, but Macaluso is back right under the 400 sign. He was sprinting in and no chance.
So it looks like we might get a pinch runner here for Trevor Faulkner and the speedy Andrew Harris from Bear River. Place where Zach Wells called home. Coming in to pinch run.
Andrew Harris, the brother of James Harris, who's done some
Pinch
pitching
running
for the
Faulkner.
Falcons
Number
this
5,
year.
Andrew Harris.
If I'm not mistaken, Andrew Harris is a freshman. I think his brother James is a sophomore.
Got it.
So Andrew will be back next year, and as you said, at a Bear River.
And Jacob Pavlowski steps into the batter's box, and he looks disappointed because he's probably getting the bunt sign. So come on, I want to swing. Mendoza throw over to first. Harris, minimal lead, back standing up.
There you get a look at Jacob Pavlowski.
And on the year, Harris has not attempted a stolen base. This counts 0-1 to Pavlowski.
Yeah, big swing and a miss there by Big Jacob.
0 for 2. Did get aboard safely back in the 3rd with the walk.
Throw over again by Mendoza, but if you look at Harris, really not much of a lead over at first.
And, of course, tough to get a nice lead against the lefty. This one hit well to left center. The center fielder had him positioned that way, able to get to it in time to hold Harris at second base. So good job, Macaluso, positioned in the right place to make sure Harris didn't get from first to third.
Yeah, that time having Macaluso so deep actually paid off, able to keep the ball from getting to the fence and keeps the speedy Harris at second base.
Catcher, number
Well, I'm
31.
glad I was finally able
Eric
to see the Hebrew
Olson.
hammer drive into one and hit that one to left center for the back-to-back single.
So the Falcons trying to get some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th, and boy, they can use them, especially look at all the leads they've lost in the late innings. Never can have enough runs.
And Olson showing bunt.
So nobody out. We'll see if he does square around and try to move the runners over. At least get out of the double play.
And Mendoza looks a runner back, Harris to second.
Yeah, not sure what was going on. France, the shortstop, broke to third.
I mean,
Almost looked like he was running.
they're expecting Olson to maybe bunt it down the third base side, and they got their shortstop fronts covering third if they want to get the force out.
Absolutely.
And Olson.
Swinging away.
And, I mean, you got that big hole. I mean, with a shortstop breaking to third, anything you can kind of pull to the left side between the second base bag and third is going to get through easy.
And that's what he was trying to do. That ball just a little bit too outside for him to extend his arms fully and get the metal on the ball.
And this time they tried the pickoff. Nice job. Dallas Cummings able to keep that one in front of him.
Yeah, Mendoza almost bounced that one into center field to it right in the dirt, but second baseman Cummings had to dive. Good job keeping that ball in front of him, as you said, Zach. So big opportunity for the Falcons here. Nobody out, 2 runners on, nursing a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
Olson gets the bunt down, but pushes it foul, so the count now 0-2.
Yeah, hit that one pretty hard, too. That had good momentum getting down to the third baseman, Peterson.
So now you'll see Yuba's defense probably go back to double play depth with 2 strikes. Bunt probably off now for Eric Olson, who's 0 for 2 since taking the place of Ian Acosta back in the third. Fly out and ground out to Rory Peterson, the third baseman.
So 2 strikes now. Probably going to see Olson swing away here.
Way outside, 1-2. And Olson on the year, batting .265 with 2 ribbies.
And Falcons here just want to stay out of the double play. Boy, not getting that bunt down. That could come back to hurt the Falcons here.
Outside, 2-2. Falcons, of course, trying to buy some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. And this is Drew Lamont's game to close out. Nobody getting juiced up in the Falcons pen. Or as Mike Kruko likes to say, getting greased up. 2-2, swing and a miss. Nice pitch outside. Gets Olson to go out of the strike zone. So a big first out for Michael Mendoza. And he's been doing this all game, getting out of jams.
Yeah, and just never looks rattled. He's got the bubble gum going, chomping on the mound out there, looking cool as a cucumber.
Now batting, number 13, Nick Perez.
Well, the guy I was looking forward to seeing here today is getting a chance to pinch hit the red-hot Nick Perez, who's been absolute money this year for Stover. 323 average, 1 bomb. That bomb came against Yuba on Tuesday. 14 RBIs for Nick Perez.
And what? No color me bad? Huh? That's usually his walk-up music. He got up there in a hurry.
There's a little story to that. Mark Anthony Smith decided to break his laptop, so all the walkout music got a little jacked up. So, I mean, maybe he'll start singing it next time or something. Come on.
See, and that shows how much I pay attention. That's the only song I missed.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the 8th. I like how you went 8 innings before noticing.
I like that song.
You know what? He found it straight back. You didn't flinch. I like that.
Well, it's going towards you, so I knew I was okay.
And, of course, Nick Perez, kid's been absolutely on fire. He's reached base safely in 11 of the last 12 games he started. He's had at least 1 extra base hit in 5 of the last 6 games.
Hit his first bomb in his community college career on Tuesday against these same 49ers.
0-2 fastball, swing and a miss.
He was trying to hit another one out, but comes up empty. So the Falcons had 2 runners on, nobody out. Still 2 runners on, first and second, 2 outs.
2 big strikeouts for
Number
Mendoza,
14,
back-to-back.
Brandon Mihalic.
Both coming outside of the strike zone. So now Brandon Mihalic will pinch hit. So he gets an opportunity with 2 down, 2 runners on, first and second.
And here,
Mihalic, freshman out of Wood.
yeah, here's another freshman who's been pretty effective this year.
Takes the first pitch, strike 1.
Good pitch by Mendoza, outside part of the plate.
And Mihalic's been very effective this year, batting .311, 14 out of 45, 2 RBIs, 3 doubles on the year. Lefty on lefty matchup. This one hit a mile high. Shortstop, Frantz calls for it. And that is the 3rd out. So Michael Mendoza gives up back-to-back singles to start off the inning. Then gets 2 strikeouts and a weak pop-up to short. Falcons need 3 outs, up 1-0, going to the 9th. Well,
Leading off
partner,
the ninth
Drew
for
Lamont will have to get to
Right
the
fielder,
heart of the order
Hayden Leesman.
here in the top of the 9th. Hayden Leesman, the 3-hitter. Peter Daly, the cleanup hitter. And Dustin Macaluso in the 5 spot. The 3 hitters due up for the 49ers. Leesman 1 for 3. And most likely to be 1 for 4. Torres in center. 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 down.
And that was hit high and deep, but Torres, again, excellent positioning. And You got to give credit to the Solano coaching staff, having the outfielders in the right spot, and Torres still had to move back, but made that look fairly routine on a hard hit ball to get things started.
Now batting, number 10, Brandon O'Callahan.
And Brandon O'Callahan pinch hitting for the catcher, Peter Daly. The 6-foot, 180-pound freshman out of Nevada Union. Batting .271 on the year, 6 RBIs. Count 1-0.
O'Callahan, just a freshman, Nevada Union, pretty good football school.
1-0. Strike one. And is Nevada Union kind of Grass Valley?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what, a 2-hour drive?
Yeah, solid high school football program.
A 1-1. Low and outside. So Lamont came in the 7th inning. He's done a very good job. Chris Ross went 6 shutout innings, and Drew Lamont's kept the goose egg on the board for Yuba. Needs 2 more outs. 2-1, hit right up the middle for a 1-out single. Tying run now aboard here in the top of the 9th.
You just knew Solano wasn't going to make it easy, right? You just knew it wasn't going to be 1, 2, 3 in the 9th inning to close out a game.
So good job, Brandon O'Callahan comes
Now
off the bench.
center fielder,
Comes off the bench.
Dustin.
Comes off the bench and gets a 1-out single. Tying run now aboard.
And so Dustin Macaluso.
Looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. Hit and run, executed perfectly. Pawlowski gets it and airmails this one to third, which is going to allow the lead run to get into second base. Pawlowski going Puig out there and right, not hitting the cutoff man.
Yeah, it was a pretty good throw too, but you just had no chance to get the lead runner, had such a good jump. And so now, as you said, Zach, you've got the leading run now at second base.
Now batting, first baseman.
And your
Justin
boy,
Noreen.
Justin Noreen, 1 for 3, had a double back in the second, and a ground out and a fly out. And all he needs to do is just drive one to the outfield. And you've got a very good arm in right, and Pawlowski. And Torres, mediocre arm in center. And I believe that's Andrew Harrison left now.
Yes.
And
Andrew Harris replacing Nick Burns.
this one fouled straight back, and don't have the scouting report on his arm, but I'm guessing it's right around average.
May get a chance to find out.
Right?
So Justin Noreen, big opportunity. Freshman out of Yuba City.
O'Callahan, the tying run on third. This one high.
That one just got away from Lamont, almost sailed over the head of Olson, the catcher.
Macaluso on second base would be the go-ahead run if he comes around to score. Count 1-1. 1 down here. Drew Lamont facing Justin Noreen. And Noreen coming into this one, batting 169, 11 RBIs on the season. The 1-1. Low and outside, count 2-1, so favorable count for Justin Noreen, the big first baseman.
Lamont just has to relax, make his pitches. It looks like he's kind of forced the last 2. Overthrew that last pitch. Good job by Olson protecting the plate.
2-1. A little high, count now 3-1, and of course first base open. And that's not the worst thing.
No.
You load the bases because then you get a force out at any base.
And I think if Noreen did walk, you probably would see a pinch runner at
Probably a good
first.
guess.
Yeah, Noreen doesn't run well, and just with 1 out, that sets up the double play.
This one hit well, but foul down the left side. And that one goes over the fence, but a good 10 to 15 feet on the good side of the foul pole if you're a Falcon fan, and the wrong side of the foul pole if you're a Yuba fan.
And just watching Andrew Harris going over there, it looked like he was making a play on the ball before it sailed foul.
Yeah, it just kind of got caught up in that wind and sailed over the fence. So it counts full.
But it just kept slicing.
And if you're Lamont right here, you don't need to throw a strike.
No.
Maybe try and get something close, maybe go off speed here. I can see a curve or a slider coming on the outside and just dips out of the zone at the last sec, or maybe he'll go with that cut fastball.
Yeah, just don't want a wild pitch here.
3-2. This one hit well, left center.
Well, that'll tie it.
Harris makes the catch and gets it in. And both runners advance. We are now tied 1-1. So Justin Noreen does his job, hits the deep sacrifice fly.
Well, we've been talking about Spanky all game, and he comes through in the clutch, top of the ninth, and gets his team on the board finally, all knotted up. And you just knew the way this series has been, it wasn't going to be a 1-2-3 ninth inning.
So now Michael France comes up with a chance to take the lead here in the top of the ninth. Dustin Macaluso 90 feet away. Fastball outside corner, strike one. And France 0 for 3, a fly out and 2 ground outs. And what a job by Brandon O'Callahan coming off the bench, 1 out single. Dustin Macaluso with the hit and run on, able to poke it to right. This one hit well. Pavlowski coming in, makes the 3rd out. But Yuba does the damage here, and they get an RBI sacrifice fly from Justin Noreen. We are all knotted up 1 apiece, going to the bottom of the 9th. Well, we didn't think we were going to get to the bottom of the 9th, but Yuba ties it up in the top half, and we have a new pitcher out there for the Niners.
Center fielder,
Casey Carter,
12,
relieving
Giovanni
Michael Mendoza,
Torres.
who went 8 innings, only allowed 6 hits, and 1 unearned run. So Mendoza did an outstanding job in his first career college start. Now it falls in the hands of Casey Carter. And Carter, the freshman out of Sparks, Nevada, 6'3", 190-pound right-handed throwing pitcher, making his 13th appearance, 0-1 record, ERA near 9. Torres quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
Carter, pretty good pitcher, but can struggle with his control at times.
5 Ks, 12 walks, 15 and a third this year. 0-2, just outside. Torres, 1 for 2, has been aboard safely twice, had a walk in the 3rd, single in the 4th, and grounded out to the second baseman, Dallas Cummings, in his last at bat in the bottom of the 6th. Back to the top of the order after this. 1-2, just misses again. 2 tough pitches to take for Torres, but evens the count now, 2-2.
Yeah, great vision by Torres, especially with those last 2 pitches just off the outside part of the plate. 2 good takes.
2-2, this one hit.
Bam!
Single for Gio Torres, and Gio Torres has been money with the bat here this afternoon.
The
Been on base safely 3 times.
127, number 9,
Not
hitter,
bad.
2 hits.
Shortstop, number 6.
And that gets things
Alvaro
going for the
Rubalcaba.
Falcons here, bottom of the 9th. They'd like to try to end this thing right here. And it always helps when you get that leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom of the 9th, all knotted up at 1 apiece.
And Rubalcaba will be asked to do one thing, and that's get the bunt down and get Torres into scoring position. And Rubalcaba, a guy that could really get the bunt down for a base hit on top of that, too. Excellent speed. Torres, not that big of a lead. And Rubalcaba with the perfect bunt. It's going to be a tough play.
Yeah.
Head first slide,
Hey.
no throw. So a great bunt by Rubalcaba. Runners now first and second, nobody out.
You called it, partner. And, too, when you got a new catcher coming in, Tyler House just coming in to replace Peter Bailey. And excellent bunt by Rubalcaba. Just kind of put it between the pitcher and the catcher, so made it tough getting to the ball. And Rubalcaba, as soon as you looked up, he was already halfway down first base.
And now Contreras will be asked to get the bunt down, too. And here you just want to bunt it hard towards third base, make the third baseman, Rory Peterson, field it. Great speed on first and second. Torres at second and Rubalcaba over at first. So Bobby Contreras, definitely a guy I would trust to get the bunt down.
And following Contreras, you got David Fernandez coming up, hitting .316.
pulls it back just in time for ball one.
And then you'll probably see Andrew Harris, who pinch ran for Trevor Faulkner in the last inning, stayed in left field. He'll probably be batting after Fernandez.
I can tell you the one guy that wants to come up here in this inning and get the game
Pavlovsky. Yeah.
I mean, Stover chewed him out before the bottom of the ninth, and he should have. I mean, that's a throw you don't make the third. You want to hit your cutoff guy. But luckily that didn't matter at all. Torres. Contreras, excellent bunt, and does his job, advances both runners. And just a perfect bunt on a pitch that was outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see. Excellent execution all the way down. Tough pitch for Contreras to handle, but lays down. Perfect bunt, does his job. Now you got runners in scoring position, and Falcons have the winning run.
Potentially walk Fernandez right here.
Yeah, you have to.
And obviously put on the force play at every bag. You know what I've never seen is in a walk-off, intentional walk that's a wild pitch. You never know.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
So Fernandez will get the free pass. Still not sure who's coming up to bat. Harris has a bat. Not in the on-deck circle, though.
Yeah, he's over on the other side of the dugout.
Well, we're going to find out here in one pitch. I mean, this is a spot you'd love to throw up D. Evans or Tucker.
I think Evan Facenda.
Evan Facenda.
Yeah, Stover just kind of looked down the line and walked over to Evan and said,
duck, 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 goose. And Evan Facenda, a guy that has pop in the bat. Freshman out of Vanden High. 1 home run this year. Putting on the batting gloves. So bases loaded, 1 down. All you need to do is hit into the outfield.
And this would be huge for Facenda. Good kid out of Vanden, but he has had his struggles this year as a freshman.
Yeah, under the Mendoza line at 185 this year. 1 homer, 4 ribbies.
But this is an opportunity where, as a freshman, come in, make a big hit, get that confidence, and get you ready for your sophomore year. Also, Coach Stover, of course, his son, Tyler, who played at Vacaville last year, playing at Kansas State, but he and Evan Facenda, really good friends.
And talking about Stover's son, Tyler Stover, the guy's, at least talking to Scott before the game today, he said he's been playing really well, getting in the lineup. And you can check him out tomorrow, I believe, 5 o'clock game Pacific time on ESPNU.
Yeah, I noticed they were on earlier this week. Didn't get a chance to check it out, but yeah, that was cool last year. Vic Romero playing for Oklahoma State, former Solano Falcon.
I need to find out if he where he's playing. I know he's with the Padres organization. I'm not sure if he's on AA, single A. I would guess double or single, but.
Now batting, number 27.
You know, I love it how the umpires always think like we're the PA guys.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Billy. So Evan Facenda, a chance to get his biggest hit as a Solano Falcon. Base is loaded, 1 down. Casey Carter on the hill. Torres 90 feet away at third base. And this one almost gets away. Outstanding job by Tyler House, able to block that one.
And this is where Carter has got to be careful because he will struggle with his control at times.
And I think that's what Stover was talking to Facenda about. Say, hey, listen, this guy has double the amount of walks as strikeouts. Don't be too aggressive. You get a pitch you can drive, swing at it, but if it's not a pitch you like, just let it go.
And if you get ahead in the count as a batter, just really puts the pressure on.
And they tried to fake out Torres here, and I mean, if you're not fooled, it's not going to fool any of them, so. I mean, I think it was just too much work. I mean, both guys diving at it. Maybe if the shortstop just dives and the second baseman act like he's chasing it, but I mean, you would have thought Alden Smith was here and you heard bomb.
And good experience base running on the base pass, too, for the Falcons. Gio Torres, a sophomore. Rubalcaba, a freshman, but very heady ball player. And, of course, Fernandez on first.
Facenda had a pitch to hit just a little late. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, and I think he was thinking take all the way, but saw that one kind of tailing towards the outside part of the plate. Quick kind of tomahawk swing, but comes up empty. Probably would have been a ball if he lets that one go. Close pitch, though.
1-1. Good job by House again, keeping that one in front. Count now 2-1.
So another ball in the dirt.
Yeah, there's got to be a million things going through Evan Facenda's head right now. Originally not in the lineup here today. Now gets a chance to bat in the bottom of the ninth. Can be the hero.
And no chance really to prepare.
2-1. Had a pitch to hit. A little late on the swing. Count now 2-2. Now it's protect mode for Evan Facenda. And I said before the inning started.
Pavlovsky?
Yeah. The guy that wants to come up and get the game-winning hit. The 2-2. Nice take. Facenda, count full.
All right, well, this is what you want right here. Puts all the pressure on the pitcher, Carter. Callahan walks a couple steps out to the mound, says something to his pitcher, Carter. Carter, of course, just a freshman.
And Facenda, you just got to be in protect mode. Anything close to a strike, just got to at least foul it off.
Here we go.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch from Casey Carter. 2 down.
So big strikeout on the full count for Carter. So 2 outs, and look who's coming up. The lean, mean Jacob Pavlovsky. And big opportunity to get a win in the books for the Falcons.
Can the Hebrew Hammer bust out his best Hank Greenberg impersonation right here? He's got a big-time hole between first and second on the right side. If he gets anything outside, just got to poke it through.
And be patient.
Low and outside.
Yeah, I think with this situation, you want to make Carter make his pitches.
And Pavlovsky, 1 for 3. Had a walk back in the third and a single in his last at-bat in the previous inning. I mean, how sweet would a walk-off grand slam be?
That'd be a nice little ending to today's game if you're a Falcon fan.
Outside, 2-0. I'll take a walk-off walk, I guess, too. But, I mean, the best storybook ending would be he hits a monster grand slam right off of Mark Anthony Smith's car. I mean, that'd be...
Hey, I think Mark would say that'd even be worth it.
I don't think so. He's already got a broken laptop. I don't think he wants a broken windshield. 2-0. Inside corner, nice 2-0 pitch.
Ooh, that
Strike
was
one.
pretty low.
Swanson's been calling low strikes
Yep.
all game, though.
Yeah, really well umpired game today.
Very consistent.
All right, doesn't get much better than this. Here we go.
2-1, low, count now 3-1. So even if I'm Pavlovsky right here, I'm probably taking all the way.
Oh, yeah, have to be. And boy, Carter, deep sigh as the ball was thrown back by Callahan.
Well, control's been an issue for him all year. I believe he had 12 walks and only 5 strikeouts.
There you see Gio Torres.
3-1, hit up the middle, and that one drops, and we have ourselves a walk-off. Jacob Pavlovsky. Hey, Coach, you're yelling at me before the inning? Now let's celebrate.
How you like me now, baby? So Jacob Pavlovsky and the Falcons, another not come from behind, but thrilling victory all the way down to the wire. And we're going to get a post-game interview. We'll probably get Denzel Carter out there. And who's it going to be? Probably going to go with Chris Ross.
Even though Chris Ross, but
Jacob Pavlovsky
with the RBI walk-off hit. But we got to go with the pitcher, Chris Ross. 6 shutout innings. Gets his first win as a starter for head coach Scott Stover. What a game. Falcons did a good job. Just kept battling. And they finally got that big hit with runners on as Jacob Pavlovsky delivers in the bottom of the 9th. Falcons win this one 2-1 and take the season series against the Yuba 49ers. And with that, take a little break real quick, and we'll head out to the field. Denzel, a.k.a. Carter, I like to call him Denzel Sager, will be out there interviewing Chris Ross.
Hey everybody, my name is Denzel Carter. I'm here with the player of the game, Chris Ross. First of all, congratulations on your big win today.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So, what was the team's mentality preparing for today's game?
And so I just go in there, throw strikes, keep battling, just give my team a chance to win this game.
What's your preparation like getting ready for a baseball game?
I just go in the clubhouse, put some favorite songs on, and just kind of jam in there by myself, get mentally prepared there. Yeah.
Since you guys have played Yuba more than once this season, would this be considered as a rivalry game or a game to prove a point?
I think now it's becoming a rivalry because every game we've had against them this week has been a battle. And in the 9th inning, they've come back and tied it, and we've come back and win in 2 of those games. So it's just been really competitive and just a battle all around.
What can we expect from Solano going into the next game?
We've got a little momentum going on right now, so we don't have a chance to make playoffs, but we're going to be spoilers going in next week, trying to spoil another team's chance of making it. So we're just going to have fun. Just have fun from now on.
All right, well, that's all I got here. Once again, I'm here with the player of the game, Chris Ross. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Denzel Carter. Chris Ross, 6 shutout innings, big time out on the hill. Doesn't get the win, but he can care less. The Falcons get the W. 2-1 walk-off hit for Jacob Pawlowski. 2-hit game for Pawlowski. Our boy Denzel Carter killing it with the interview. Not so sure about how his Heat are going to do in the playoffs, but we'll have to wait and see. For Greg Poff, I am Zach Poff here at Solano College Sports Network. Falcons win 2-1. Drew Lamont gets the win, 2-2 on the year. Casey Carter gets the loss, now 0-2. Falcons 2 runs on 8 hits. Yuba 1 run on 7 hits. Falcons pulled out. Jacob Pawlowski walks it off in fashion. We are out here at Solano College Sports Network.